Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing today? The chat is up and running. So, what's going on, people? Let me guess. Drinking, gambling, carrying on, running around. Young people are busy. I understand it. Been there, done that. Afternoon Chat, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The actual guest stars of this show are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. They control the show. It's a free show. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. I am not trying to chase you down and tackle your wallet. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer. I'm trying to meet people and give them an opportunity to talk about what's on their mind. What are your priorities? What part of the world are you in? This show has no script, has no agenda. Not trying to scare people. I am trying to start a conversation. I believe interactive TV is the future. We'll see. So, what are you guys up to? I got nothing going on. I did not watch a lot of news this morning. Well, I did that the last couple of days. And Monday, I ranted about ICE. Tuesday, I ranted about the Epstein files. Today, I'm tired of ranting. I self-censored this morning. I did not watch the news on purpose. I think that sometimes you need to stop the input of all the negative information just to keep your own sanity. That's my opinion. Just one guy sitting on his couch. What's your opinion? What do you think? I don't think anyone else should censor you, but I believe you should be able to self-censor. Well, when you watch the news, it's all negative information. I don't see any positive news coming out ever. It all appears to be scare tactics to me. They want you to think there's a bad guy on every corner in the world, and it's just not the case. There is crime. There are bad guys, but they're in the minority, in my opinion. I think the good guys outnumber the bad guys by almost 10 to 1. Hopefully, the way the news is going, these corporate giants are basically taking it in the shorts. Okay. Well, they're losing their popularity. They're losing their viewership. as it should be. When they're all negative Nancy's, yeah, we don't need more negativity. We need positivity, in my opinion. I try to have a positive outlook every day. I try. I don't always succeed. Okay. Well, if you hear negative information day in and day out, it gets old. I honestly believe that they use fear because people respond to fear. It's really not all doom and gloom. There are good people running around doing good things every day. They just don't get any press. My friend Crumbelina is a classic example. She's helping somebody every day, 7 days a week. She helps me a lot. I know that. She and I are a good mix. She's close to my age. We have a lot of life experiences that, I don't know, intersect. She is really sharp and pays attention to the fine details. And I just can't stand the details anymore. I'm more of a rounded off, close enough kind of guy. I have no interest in reading the fine print. And if Crumbelina is involved and she sees the fine print, she's all up and in it. And yeah, better not disagree with her because she'll take your own rule book and beat you half to death with it. Okay. I respect that. I used to pay attention to detail when somebody was giving me a paycheck to pay attention to detail. Ain't nobody giving me a paycheck to pay attention to shit now, so I ain't doing it. Maybe I am just lazy. I don't know. Yes, I smoke cigarettes and pot. I don't recommend you do either. This is your proof that I'm not AI. Okay. AI don't smoke. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. It's kind of amazing that I'm here. Realistically, I was kind of a wild child in my youth, and I never expected to live this long. And I had no idea that I would have a podcast. Never dawned on me. I like it. I get to vent 5 days a week. I get to speak my mind without interruption, I might add. So this works out great for me. It's kind of cathartic, I guess. The end of each show, I smoke a bowl. I feel good. Life is wonderful. I prefer the shows where people get in the chat, but when no one gets in the chat, I'm not going to live stream dead air. So we're stuck with wherever my mind happens to wander on a given day, and who knows? There's no script. I just get on here and wing it 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. And I'm comfortable with that. I have not looked at the analytics on the channel. I did notice that I hit 52 subscribers. Still moving forward. It's a start. 5 months in, I'm getting like 10 new subscribers a month. That means in about 10 years, I'll get my channel monetized. We'll see. It may never happen. I'm not a computer guy. I don't have a production manager. As you can see, I have no makeup artist. Okay. Yeah, sorry, this is as pretty as I'm going to get. I started this because I like to meet people. Most of my adult life I spent in Vegas. I worked in the table games department of various casinos, 30 plus years. I got used to meeting people, probably at least 100 people a week for 30 years. I mean, that's a lot of people. In my retirement, I actually missed all that contact, all those conversations. So I started this channel. I do want the channel to get monetized eventually. I want to do other projects and actually get paid for them. But I plan to always keep this show as free. And as long as it's only 2 hours a day, it's not going to consume all my time. It's not too bad in the wintertime. I'm locked indoors anyways. In the summer, I'd much rather be outside. But, you know, it's winter right now. I'm in Michigan. We've got a foot of snow on the ground. It's about 20 degrees out there. I'm not going out. I'm staying in where it's toasty warm. So what's on your mind today? What do you guys want to talk about? I really don't care. We do need to follow the community guidelines that are established by YouTube. You know, we got to have some set of decorum in here, you know. But I want this to be an inclusive channel. I want people to be able to voice their opinion and feel as happy after the show as I do. Get to speak your piece. I don't know if we're ever going to influence hearts and minds, but at least we get to vent to a certain degree, you know. Back in the day, I used to get into open chat rooms all the time. Then I got busy with life and work, and in retirement, I became unbusy. And I started looking around for chat rooms, but they were, well, structured or biased. You know, I don't care what we talk about. It's the same as when I was standing on the blackjack table. I don't care what people want to talk about. I'll talk to them. In those days, I was taking people's money when they lost it to the casino. Nowadays, money's not a factor. It's free. I did a cursory glance at the news. You know, I read a few headlines, but I didn't click on anything. I Just didn't feel that exploratory. If you were watching last week, I was predicting that the U.S. was going to bomb Iran on Saturday, and that didn't happen. I was wrong. Go figure. It won't be my last mistake. I guarantee you that. Okay. I am a human being. Human beings make lots of mistakes. More than we ever care to admit, unfortunately. Oh, well, they've sent another aircraft carrier towards Iran. Generally, to cross the Atlantic aircraft carrier, you're looking at 4 days. They left Norfolk on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, Saturday, they're going to hit the Med. That'll make 3 aircraft carriers surrounding Iran. The news cycle is all Epstein, and that's driving the exalted hot dog nuts. So I fully expect another U.S. bombing of Iran. If not this Saturday, the next, I'm sure. Well, they've got this will be the 3rd aircraft carrier. The air base at Diego Garcia is full of tankers for in-flight refueling. And they've got a couple of AWACS are hanging out in the area. So, well, last Saturday, there were like 3 different explosions in 3 different cities. So there's probably a bunch of covert operations going on between the CIA and Mossad. They're probably, running around blowing up people. I'm sure there's a level of intimidation there. And you never know. There's still an aircraft carrier off the coast of Venezuela. They could decide to bomb that one again. Well, if there's anything I've learned about following this current USA regime, is they're very unpredictable. There's no telling what they're going to do next. Well, basically, the way I reference it in my mind is we've got a 2-year-old driving our car. Might go along good for a while, but eventually he's going to crash. Okay. Well, he can't reach the pedals. Okay, he's only 2. That's the way I rationalize it in my mind. Well, when he's not bombing somebody, then he's, doing other shock and awe on the world. Tariffs, self-enrichment techniques, But, the espionage that's going on this planet, all these countries, that's crazy too. I think Putin is involved in a lot of it. I think one of the main things with this whole Epstein Island thing was he was just trying to get compromising information on world leaders. On the world's richest and most elite citizens. And I do think Putin was heavily involved. also believe that, all these governments were paying him. So, he was at the very least a double agent, if not a triple agent. Well, you get the information that one country is willing to pay you for. That means that there are other countries willing to pay for the exact same information. But it's all shady. It's all, bribery and blackmail. It's all kind of pathetic and sad. Most of us don't ever think about that crap. We're just going about our lives, trying to work and build for our future, our family, and, we're focused in on that stuff. I don't think that most people sit around and think about espionage on a daily basis. I don't. But it's evident from the Epstein files that there's a hell of a lot of espionage going on. These guys are all playing games, running scams, hustling one another. I'm not sure how much of it is illegal, how much of it is legal, how much of it is moral, how much is immoral. But I think Epstein's operation was immoral, and I think at least 3 different countries were paying him: Russia, Israel, and the United States. So, well, they could prove me wrong. They could release all those financial records and show us who was paying this child abusing pimp. But they're hiding over 50% of all this information. They're not letting that stuff out. As far as I'm concerned, it's like they're driving the getaway car at the bank robbery. The cover up, they're just as guilty as the driver of the bank robbery. They're all involved. It was a prostitution ring that was international. They were getting girls from all over the world, and they were raping and molesting them, grooming them. It's all very, very sick, demented stuff. Average people don't have that kind of dementia in their lives. Average people are going about their business, working and building for their future, taking care of their family and their loved ones. These people are, most of them, immoral and unethical. And I find it really hard to identify with that, because they're doing a bunch of actions that I could never do. I mean, covering up for a ring of prostitution. Sorry. Those kind of thoughts never enter into my mind. Okay. They just don't. Hopefully, our next president here in the United States will release all of the Epstein files. Not protect the pedophiles, but release the files. This kind of stuff always comes out in the long term. It's like here in the United States, we now know everybody that President Kennedy was sleeping with, right? It all comes out eventually. We always learn the truth. No matter how much they lie or try to misdirect, the truth comes out in the end. We find out. I think a lot of people down the road are going to be very disappointed in this current presidency here in the United States. Well, in Trump's first term of office, or second term, in his first year of his second term, he appears to have doubled up his wealth. He appears to be attacking the U.S. Constitution that he took an oath to support and defend. He appears to be building a private army because he thinks it makes him look like a tough guy, a strong man. I think it makes him look weak and insecure. These ICE agents, I fully expect him to eventually get beat in the courts on his immigration tactics. And then I expect him to take all these highly paid ICE agents and transfer them over to the FBI. That way he'll still have a private army, which I think was his goal in the first place. Hitler wanted the SS and the Gestapo for the same reasons. As far as I'm concerned, Trump is a Nazi. My personal opinion. I see a lot of similarities. Well, this crap that we're watching with these ICE agents now, we've seen that. Historically, I saw it all in the 60s. It's not going to work out well for these ICE agents. Eventually, they're going to be unmasked. Eventually, they will be tried for their crimes. Every film I see, the ICE agents are the aggressors. The ICE agents are the only ones using weapons. The ICE agents are the one wearing masks. The ICE agents are the ones that are causing the confrontations. They are an accelerant. And I think that it's all on purpose. They're trying to incite the public to stand up against them. They want to incite the public so that Trump can use that as an excuse to put more troops on the streets, as an excuse to pause the elections. He knows that he will be impeached for a third time because he's done illegal activities. It's illegal to do what these guys are doing. There are laws against it. Racial profiling in America is illegal. The Civil Rights Act was passed in 1965. It's 2026. There's no room for that prejudice and bigotry. It cannot function in our existing society. If you're a racist and you hire into corporate America, when your racist ideologies spill out, corporate America drops you like a hot rock. They can't afford your lawsuits. They don't want the bad press that's going to be associated with your actions and comments. You don't fit into society anymore because you've got some bigoted ideas that came out of what, the 1920s? This whole attack on diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's all a smokescreen. It came about because with the current birth rate in the United States and the current immigration rate in the United States, the white race will be a minority sometime after 2030. I'd say between 2030 and 2035. It's a guesstimate. The white race has got a lot to worry about. They've trained all the other races how to mistreat a minority. They've shown them the path. This is how you do it. It's stupid of them to do it. I tell people all the time, you can stand in your front yard and yell at your neighbors as they go by. But every time you do, you're training your neighbors. It's okay for them to yell at you every time you go by. It's a no-win scenario. You're training them of a legal way that they can mistreat you. Not a good idea. Anyone with any common sense can sit and sort this out and say, this is going to end badly for the white race. They'd be better off treating people as equals as the law says and has said for in excess of 50 plus years. They have fears. The bigots in the white race are afraid. When fear gets control of a human being, rational thinking is discarded. Rational thinking no longer applies when your fear has control of you. If the fear's in control, your mind is not in control. That's my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. If you want to chat, you're going to need the Discord app from YouTube. It's free, just like the show. According to my analytics on the channel, 85% of the people are watching me on TV, and they're using a handheld device, a phone, iPad, or a laptop in order to chat. I'm told that the latest smart TVs have the ability to chat built into them, but I haven't seen one, and I'm not telling anybody to go out and buy a brand new TV. But I do enable the chat, and you can voice your opinion anytime you want. You don't have to agree with me. The stars of the show are the people that get into the chat, not me. I'm just a placeholder. Look at me like background music. Okay. I'm just there. I enjoy doing this because I enjoy meeting people. In the last 2 days, I was talking to a new friend that's in Northeast India. Not Indiana, the country, India. Very nice, well-spoken person. I like that. It's 9 different countries that I've talked to different people in. That's just like it was when I was on the blackjack table. People would walk up from different countries, sit down, we'd have a 2-hour conversation. Then they'd get up and go to a show or something, you know. But I like that. I like talking to people and finding out what's going on. I don't think you get an accurate story by watching the news anymore. It's all biased. It's all meant to control and manipulate people and divide people, but control and manipulation, they're using people's fears against them. And like I said earlier, you got to control your fears as an adult. You've got to keep your wits about you. Here in America, it's legal to own a gun. But if you go out into your front yard and you're pointing that gun at people as they walk by, your fears are then controlling you. When those people don't pose a threat to you, you have no right to pull a gun on them. If your fears are controlling you, you can't separate right from wrong. If that's the case, society swoops in, and first thing they do is take your gun. And then they send you in for a psych evaluation and say, this guy's off his rocker. He's controlled by his fears, not his rational thinking. Our society is governed by a set of laws and rules. It's like an umbrella over all of us. You must stay within the boundaries of society, or society is down to smack you down like a bug. They'll squash you. You must operate within the laws at all times. You cannot let your fears have control. You need to be using your rational mind day in, day out, every day of your life. You need to be able to separate right from wrong. If you don't, you end up institutionalized. Guy's got a screw loose. He thinks everybody's out to get him. And if you've got a little bit of control and you're not lashing out, but your fears are still in control of you, then you wind up curled up in the fetal position in a closet in your apartment, afraid to walk out your front door. You must control your fears in our society. It's just like when the little boy calls you into his room, Daddy, I'm afraid of the dark. It's my responsibility to turn the lights on to show him there's no monsters in your closet. There's no monsters under the bed. I must teach him to control his fears, to control his imagination, I must make him feel safe. I'm going to be in the next room. I'll be here when you wake up in the morning. I'm not going anywhere. You're okay. I teach that young child to control his fears so that he can go out and function in society. Think about it. If you can't control your fears, how can you drive a car? Aren't you going to think all those other cars are trying to hit you? You must control those fears in order to be able to propel yourself at 75 miles an hour going down the highway. We take a lot of that stuff for granted. But controlling your fears is necessary if you want to be able to stay within the lines, within the boundaries of our society. If your fear has control, you lost rational thinking. You can't separate right from wrong. It's important. If you control your fears, if you control your imagination, you'll realize all those guys aren't out to get me. They're leading their lives. They're busy. They're not sitting around plotting against me. Are you sitting around plotting against other people? Normal people don't do this. If you are, you might want to get some counseling. It'll save you from trying to color outside the lines. If you're going outside the lines of society, those boundaries are there and they're designed to catch you and to control you. You must control your fears. You must control your imagination. They make it hard because if you watch the news, they're exploiting your fears on a daily basis. 340 million people in America. One guy shoots up a Walmart and we have to listen to it for a week. It's all over every channel. What they're not telling you is 339,999,009 other guys didn't go in and shoot up a Walmart. One guy went wrong. The rest of us stayed right. But there are people that are getting scared out of their wits because of these news cycles. They keep showing you the bad, the worst of the worst. It's just like you watch TV and it says, mother injured, children missing, news at 11. We all are just like little robots. Whose mother? How is she injured? Where are the kids? Who's got the kids? We always worry. It's normal human behavior to feel this way. And they're using that against you so that they can make you easier to control and manipulate. They want to divvy you up into smaller subgroups of human beings. There is one human race on this planet. Just one. Christian, that's a subgroup. Muslim, that's a subgroup. Every time you let them divvy you up into subgroups, they tell you the exact same thing to both groups. Those other guys are out to get you. They're plotting against you. They're coming for you. You better defend yourself. You better strike first. They say that to both sides. They're using your fears to control and manipulate you. Don't let them. Don't fall for the whole subgroup routine. Democrats and Republicans, black and white, Christian and Muslim. Don't fall for it. There's one human race. And we all need to work together. That's what they're afraid of, is us working together. That's their fear. Because then they can't control and manipulate us as easily. If you're scared, people can motivate you to do bad things. People can control you and lie to you and play on your fears. I'm a pro-counseling guy. I honestly believe it helps to talk things out, to let someone that you can walk away from take a look at your life and give you an outside perspective, an overview, if you would. I think this can be educational to you. This can become a tool in your tool belt of survival. I'm very pro-counseling. Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. I'll hear you out. Don't let them divvy you up. If you're an American, your fellow American is not your enemy. I don't care who's telling you they are not your enemy. These people that are telling you that your fellow Americans are your enemy are trying to control and manipulate you. They're trying to push you into a subgroup. The subgroups have no value. There is one human race. Don't let them use your fears against you. That Democrat they're telling you to fear and to hate, he's not your enemy. When the shit hits the fan and we have a flood, we have an earthquake, we have something devastating happen to us, and we're standing there in chin-high water, that Democrat can tool up in a boat and pull you out of the water. How the hell is he your enemy? Reverse it. You're the Republican. You're in the boat. The Democrat's in the water. Are you going to sit there and watch him drown? No. If you're in the boat, you're going to get that man out of the water. You don't care what his politics are. You're saving his damn life. You know it. You're always going to do the right thing. You don't care if that man's wearing a dress. You don't care if he's Muslim. You don't care if he's Christian. You don't care. You know he's in trouble, and you're the one that's in position to help. You're not going to sit there and watch him drown. I know you're not. It's not in you. It's not in any of us. So why are you supposed to hate him? And when those floodwaters are gone, that same man's going to be standing shoulder to shoulder with you to clean this up, to put it all back together. When he works those days with you, putting it all back together. He's going to be your best friend. You're not going to care what his religion is. You're not going to care what his skin color is. And you're not going to care what his politics are. That neighbor they're telling you to fear and to hate is your best friend. You just don't know his name yet. Don't let them control you with your fears. Don't let them convince you. Don't let them brainwash you that your fellow American is your enemy, because he's not. It goes even further than that. Your Canadian neighbor is not your enemy. Your Mexican neighbor is not your enemy. Governments do bad things, but not the people. The Soviet government, the Russian government, they do a lot of bad things, but there are still a lot of good Russian people that don't want to make war on anybody, that don't want to sit and plot against anyone. They're just busy trying to build their own lives, their own futures, take care of their own family and loved ones, just like you. All human beings have common ground. All of them. I don't care if that guy doesn't speak the same language you do. You guys have got common ground. You love your parents. You love your family. You love your kids. You want your kids to do better than you've done. We all have similar dreams and similar aspirations. We all have common ground. But at the same time, each human being is unique. We're all different at the same time. And when you watch this show, you'll see me in black t-shirts or gray t-shirts. That's what I prefer to wear. You might wear a white t-shirt. How can I get along with you if you're wearing a white t-shirt? What if you got crew necks? I'm a V-neck guy. You got crew neck? How can I grasp that? Yes, it's an oversimplification. It is. I agree. I'm saying it on purpose. Tolerate your fellow man. Get past the differences and focus on the core. Focus on the things we have in common and get past the things that we differ on. We don't have to agree on everything. That's okay. We don't even have to like each other. That's okay too. What we must do is tolerate one another. Tolerance. That's all it takes. Tolerate, don't hate. In order to hate someone, you must have uncontrolled fears. Uncontrolled fears, rational thinking is tossed out the window. That's how you got to hatred. Your uncontrolled fears took over. If you control those fears, it's okay just to dislike that guy. I don't have to fear him. I can just dislike him. Uncontrolled fear is society's wrecking ball. Same thing with uncontrolled anger. Society's wrecking ball. What do you get for having uncontrolled anger? What do you build with it? What is your reward? What do you achieve by having all that uncontrolled anger? There is no prize. There is no reward. Uncontrolled fear, the same thing. There's no prize. You're building nothing. Show me one thing on this entire planet that's been built by uncontrolled fear. There's nothing. You achieve nothing with it. But with tolerance, you can achieve great things. Tolerance of your fellow human being is all you need to succeed. No matter what task you're trying to achieve, no matter what your goals are, the number one thing you need, the thing that helps you the most, is another human being trying to achieve the same task. If I want to build a house, it's a lot of hard work. It's going to take me a long time. But if I get another man to help me build that house, if I tolerate his differences from me, and he can tolerate my differences from him, and we can work together, I've just cut my workload in half by having him on my team. I'm going to achieve my goal quicker, easier, simply by getting more people on my team. Now, what happens if I get 200 people to help me? Now I can build that house fast, pop it off. If I've got 200 helpers, we can build 200 houses. Boom, 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 boom. Success. No matter what task you're trying to achieve, the more human beings you get on your team, the lighter your workload and the quicker you achieve all your goals. It's simple math. It's common sense. I need to get past your white t-shirt. I need to get past your crew neck. And I need you to get past my V-neck black t-shirt. If we can get past our differences, we can work together. And when we work together, we can build great things quicker, easier, and ta-da, they're done. Open up your front door, take a look outside. Everything that you see that is man-made is your proof, your bona fide evidence that the human beings before you put their differences aside and they worked together. They built great things: roads, traffic signals, cars, homes, stores, electrical grids, water pipes. They build great things, things that enhance all of our lives. You need more people on your team. I don't care what your goal is. I don't care what task you're trying to accomplish. Your key to your success is another human being helping you, working alongside you. Not working against you, working on your team. If you want to succeed in life, make friends. Get more people on your team. Get past your prejudice. Get past your bigotry. Grow up. Look beyond. See the big picture. This is the reason we have cities. People come together and they collaborate. As they collaborate, they build huge, great things. They have success. They not only survive, but they thrive. If you want to separate yourself from all of humanity, you can. There's still points in this world where you can move and you don't have a neighbor for 50 miles in any direction. But as soon as you do, your life gets a lot more difficult. Your workload is increased by a lot. I can get up and walk over and hit my light switch and turn on the light. I do it every day. I rely on my fellow human beings that work at the power company. I rely on those guys and I don't even know their names. I take them for granted. Same thing with going to the kitchen and turning on the faucet and the clean drinking water comes out. I'm relying on other human beings to make my life simpler, to make my life easier. Think about it. I don't know the names of those guys that work at the water company, but I depend on them every day. I should appreciate them. I should not vilify them, but glorify them. Thank God they're there. Because if you're 50 miles from your nearest neighbor and you don't have electricity, you can't flip that switch. Your life just got harder. If you can't walk over and turn on the faucet and get clean drinking water, your life just got much harder. Your workload just quadrupled. It's nice to be able to rely on that fellow human being. If you come from a small town, say a population of 200 people, you want to go out to dinner. There might be one, maybe two restaurants in town. You've got a couple of options there, but they're going to close, and you got to get in there within their hours of operation in order to eat. It gives you a little bit of quality of life. You don't have to cook for yourself because you've got a couple of options. Now, if you live in New York City, how many dinner options do you have? Oh, thousands. Your quality of life just flipped a switch. Your quality of life. What if you want to go bowling in New York City? How many bowling alleys? You might not have a single bowling alley in your small town. But when you get to the big city, you got options, baby. Entertainment, quick, easy, simple. Thank God for your fellow human being. Thank goodness he's there and he's dependable. You know that he's going to get up and go to work every day. We all do. And that's not just in America. That's all over the globe. I don't care if you're living in a grass shack in Somalia. If you don't get up and go to work every day, you don't survive. This is one of the realities of being a human being. If you don't get up and go to work every day, you ain't going to make it, son. I know you've got politicians telling you, oh, they just want welfare. They don't want to work. The hell they don't want to work. If they don't work, they don't make it. Convince me again that they don't want to work when they know that if they don't work, they don't survive. They cannot thrive. They want to work. They want to survive. They want to thrive. All human beings are the same. Doesn't matter their religion, their skin color, doesn't matter their income level. All human beings are the same. With our core of all human beings is identical. Think about it. Now tell me again why I gotta fear my fellow human being when he's the one that's enhancing my life's options. He's making my life better. Tell me again why I need to fear him. I ain't buying it. I'm not going to fear that man. I'm going to respect that man. I know he gets up and goes to work every day. I know that when I get up and I walk over and I flip that light switch, the light's coming on. Everybody's doing their job every day. I can rely on it. I can depend on it, and I do. If you're living 50 miles from your nearest neighbor, you can't stop at the 7-Eleven and grab a Slurpee. You can't pull into Starbucks and grab a coffee. There is no Starbucks. I need those Starbucks employees so I can pull through the drive-thru and get my coffee. So if I need him, if I'm relying on him, if I'm depending on him, why don't I respect him? How is one supposed to deal with heartbreak in a situation where everything was good, but the spark was gone from her side? And it's a 10-year relation. She was your best friend. Psych study, 6687. Welcome to afternoon chat, Psych. I appreciate you being here. I like your question. I'm taking it that you're going through a breakup. I've been there and done that. I'm divorced 3 times. Yeah, 3. Let me talk to you about divorce. Some people treat a relationship like buying a new car. Back in the day, I used to buy a new car every 2 years. They had new models out. I wanted one of the newer ones. They're shinier. They're better equipment. A lot of people treat relationships the same way. Not everyone that gets into the relationship has your same views, your same values. This is why you need to take time in dating before rushing into marriage, in my opinion. I still love all three of my ex-wives. I love them different than I did when I was in the relationship with them. I love my ex-wives like sisters. I don't have sex with my sisters, but I still have feelings for them. I still care what happens to them. They are still a part of my life. If you're in a 10-year relationship with this person, you don't want to burn those bridges. It's to your advantage to shift this into a friendship. It's to your advantage to stay in their good graces. You'll get more out of it in the long run. To add more to this, she mentioned I was good to her, treat her best, and she feels happy for all the time I was with her. She was okay ending it up. Seems she's unaffected. You're the Chevy. She just got a new Mustang. She liked the Chevy, but it wasn't a Mustang. She thinks that she's got an upgrade. That's not necessarily true. That's just what she thinks. She's a human being. She could be making a mistake. If you really care about her, remain friends. You might be able to counsel her in the future because she's probably on a crash and burn course. Human beings all make mistakes, including you and I. Don't feel the hurt. Don't feel like you're losing out. Feel like it's time for you to expand your life and relook at your options based on her actions. I know you probably have feelings and you miss her, and you're feeling jealousy and rage and anger and pain. You've got to control those feelings, control those emotions, and channel something positive for you. Not positive for her and you, just positive for you. It's time for you to focus only on you. Build something stable for yourself, and it will attract others. Heal you first. She's stumbled. She's fallen. You want to be able to help her out, but you can't right now. You've got to secure your own position. Focus on healing you, on getting you happy, on getting you content. And then you can go back and help her get up out of the gutter. She's the one that's destroying her life. When people fall into the gutter, we all instinctively want to give them the hand, but don't let them pull you into the gutter. If you cannot get them out of the gutter, don't fall in the gutter with them. Focus on you now. Put your life together. It's hard. Get some counseling. It helps. A stranger you can dump all your problems on and then walk away. It's a good thing. Trust me. I've done it many, many times. In the long term, it can help you get an overview of you. It can help you grow as a person. I used to have a wandering eye. I was a cheater. It was very hard for me to maintain relationships. They didn't feel the same way I felt. I felt, doesn't matter who I sleep with, as long as I come home to you every day. They didn't feel the same way. I didn't realize that at the time. I made mistakes. She made mistakes. Some yes, some no. The exes that are parents to my sons, I'm still in contact with. The one that I did not have a child with, I'm not in contact with anymore. If I share a child with them, I'm still in contact with them. I don't deal with them on the day-to-day. My children are grown. My oldest is 51. My youngest is 28. I am still aware of what's going on with their mothers. They tell me, we talk. But I'm not calling up my exes. It's not that kind. When the children were small and in school and having to be exchanged, yes, we were on the phone. We were talking and we were being civil. But you must always continue to learn and grow throughout your lifetime. You must always embrace change and better yourself. Position yourself so that you become attractive to others. They want a piece of the life that you're building. After my first divorce, I was quite young. As a young man, I was a bit of a wild child. It was not easy to get to where I am today. I was drinking, substance abuse. I was a flawed human being, okay? We're all flawed human beings. Get into some counseling first. Get yourself set so that you're stable, so that you're secure, so that you feel safe. And when you feel safe, now you can look back and help others. Maybe 2 years from now, you and your ex can go have a coffee. Did you pull your life together? Or did it continue to crumble after we separated? I've pulled mine together. I feel stable. I feel safe. I feel secure. I learned from my previous mistakes. I've grown as a person. But that's not going to be down the road for a couple of years. You've got to focus on you, get some counseling, and get on track. Build a future that will attract others. Stable job, stable home. These are important. When you're ready to date again, just because she wants to come back doesn't mean you need to take her back. You need to think, is that the best thing for you? When someone stumbles and falls into the gutter, you want to help them. It's instinctive. But sometimes you can't. You've got to be stable. Don't let her pull you into the gutter. You're in the midst of a breakup. Do you want to break up 10 times? Is this a good feeling to you? I'm thinking it's not. Tolerate her in her mistakes. Tolerate yourself. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. And try to get on the path of improvement. That's my best advice. And I'm not a marriage counselor. I am single. Running away from your problems is not a solve. Sometimes it's necessary, don't get me wrong. But I don't think that's going to give you the closure that you're going to need in order to heal and to get back on the path of building for a future. She's come to you and she said, I don't want to be on your team. Give her the space to not be on your team. I got an unusual one for you here, Psych. That I want you to consider this story, and this is honest to God truth. Let me take a drink first. I'm drinking Gatorade, by the way. My mother and father, high school sweethearts. She gets pregnant, shotgun wedding. Doomed to fail. Both parents are immature. Child becomes a burden. They get divorced. They separate. Go their separate ways. 23 years later, my father picks me up. We go to lunch. I say, after lunch, can you drop me off at my mother's? He says, yes, I can. Boom. We go to lunch. We have a nice visit. He drops me off at my mother's. She sees that he's pulled up with me in the car. We're standing and we're saying goodbye. She comes out on the steps and says hi. He ends up staying for dinner. I'm sitting there watching it all. As a 23-year-old, my mother and father, who have been divorced my entire life, are sharing a meal. Two days later, my father calls me. He literally asked my permission to ask my mother out on a date. I said yes. If she tells you no, I need you to respect that. But if she says yes, you guys have my blessing. Didn't think another thing of it. As long as they're not ending up in a drunken brawl, I'm okay. You know, they got remarried. It was the happiest I'd ever seen either of them in my entire life. I'm telling you, happiness. They're both smiling from sun up to sundown every day. They're laughing. They're like high school kids. They were in love. They had no contact for 23 years. Psych, the reason that you need the counseling is to help you deal with that anxiety. You're feeling a loss. It's like the grief of someone dying. The relationship is dying. You must allow time to grieve. Get some counseling. I'm telling you, it can help. You can even do online counseling nowadays. It's available and it's relatively inexpensive. It is compared to, $100 an hour. The story gets even weirder. She got cancer and died. He took care of her right up to the end. The most devoted husband and father. Yes. It was sad to lose my mother, but I became very proud of my father. The way he took care of everything, the way he handled everything. It was impressive. When they remarried, they had 6 years together. She passed when I was 29. They got remarried when I was 23. He was a factory worker. And in his youth, while they were just, both had dropped out of high school, they both struggled. He went on to have a good career in the factories, ended up with 4 journeyman's cards, was a provider. She struggled, no education. When you don't have an education, life gets harder. But for that 6 years that they had together, I was able to witness as an adult, they were definitely in love. they were definitely the same high school sweethearts that they were originally. Now, I'm not saying that you and your ex are going to get back together, but I'm going to tell you, focus on you, but leave that door open, because 23 years from now, who knows what's going to happen. Miracles happen. Life happens. We accept change and we learn along the way, right? I appreciate you being here and sharing this with me, Psych. I can feel your pain. I can. I know it's hard. Can I ask your age? I don't mean to be too personal. If you don't feel like answering, don't worry about it. 27. 1 year younger than my youngest son, who's also divorced. Because I saw this happen with my parents. When my son got divorced, I never, ever said anything negative about the woman that he just divorced. You don't know what's going to happen between two human beings. You don't know what their future holds. And if I start chastising her because they're divorced, and 10 years down the road, she comes back into his life, I'm better off to keep my mouth shut. Something I've learned from experience. You don't know what the future holds for people. But whatever attracted the two of you together originally, maybe that's enough that somewhere in your future you reconnect. So don't burn the bridge. Don't alienate the ex. Accept the change and show her you're strong, you're building for your future. Make yourself attractive to others. Good job, good home, stability, dependability. These are the most attractive qualities in a man. In my opinion, I'm just one old guy sitting on his couch. I'm sorry you're going through this, Psych. I really am. But it's not the end of the world. Fix and heal yourself. Focus in on you. Put your life together the way you want it. And get that counseling. After my last divorce, my third divorce, I put myself in counseling for a year and a half. I spent good money on it too. Yeah, year and a half with the same counselor. I was back in the day, I was paying $100 a week. I don't know what they charge now. I haven't been in counseling for a while. But back in the day, I spent $100 a week for a year and a half. I wanted to know, why am I divorced 3 times? I've never filed for divorce. So why am I divorced? What's wrong with me? So now, heal yourself, Focus in on you, and then you will become attractive to others again. Heal, learn, and grow. I think that's the best advice I can give you, brother. When I was your age, I fell into the alcohol, and that's not the answer. I started drinking heavily, and that just made it harder to put my life together. It made it harder for me to focus. And it was, in essence, self-abuse. Don't fall into that trap, brother. Don't let her pull you into the gutter. Stay on sure footing. Focus on you. Build for your future. Okay? You have value. Just because someone dumps you does not mean you do not have value. You have value. You need to know your value. You need to feel your value. Okay? This is real important stuff. Don't take damage to your self-esteem lightly. It matters. You have a great value. Just because she's traded in that car doesn't mean that's not a good car. Okay? Dealing with grief is hard. You've put a lot of work into a relationship. And when it is destroyed, when it crumbles, you can feel like you've failed. Don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a launching point. Move forward, my brother. Build for your future. Focus on you. Heal you. When you're healed and you're building, you become attractive. That's my opinion. I hope it's of help, brother. Anytime you want to talk, I'm here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do need to ask people to like and subscribe to the channel. This is by YouTube, but it's free. I'm at the point where the more people I can get on my team, the quicker I'm going to achieve my goals. I also warn you, psych, don't rush into a new relationship. That rebound lover never works out. Give yourself time. Be patient. You cannot take your feelings for one person and super glue them to a new person. It won't work. I tell you that from my life experience. But I'm glad you stopped by today. I appreciate you, Psych. What part of the world are you in? I'm guessing shot in the dark here, I'll say, oh, Asia. Nice. Nice part of the world. Some beautiful spots in Asia. I was going to suggest maybe something in Europe. I wasn't even thinking Asia. I know the time difference there is great. It's not exactly afternoon there. I get that. Just be patient with yourself. Don't rush major decisions. Yeah. Yeah, don't rush major decisions. Get counseling. Take it one step at a time. You've got to make sure you're standing on sure footing. Those past memories are always going to be there for you. One of the things I do, I envision my life as a bookcase. I've got good memories and bad memories, and I put them in books. And I can pull out a book and mentally look through it anytime I want. But what makes me whole is all of the books, not just one. All of those books build me, right? My experiences came from a grand total of all of those books, not just one individual book. Dealing with grief was really hard for me. When I was 29 and my mother passed away, I found out I was a mama's boy. Who knew? Okay. Things happen. Your character is building. You are growing. You are learning. You are going to improve. You'll be a better person. You'll be a stronger person. You need to focus on you, believe in you, and heal you. It's important. You are the foundation that your life is built upon. Shore up the foundation. When anything ever rocks your world, shore up the foundation and then start to build again. I hope that makes sense. Heal first. Heal, and that takes time. It's not an instant fix. No, you're never too old to fall in love. I'm 68. This is real gray, okay? I'm 68. I hope to find love again. I do. But the only thing I can focus on is me, right? I've healed me. I'm building for a future. I'm doing everything within my power to make myself attractive again. Success is attractive. Focus on your career. Focus on your health and personal habits. And love will find you. You don't have to go searching for it. It's going to happen. Just like it happened in the beginning, it will happen again, and it will spring up out of nowhere. This is not a lab creation. There is no real love potion, okay? Focus on you. Be patient with yourself. And the people that are meant to be in your life will enter your life. They will come in on their own. The only thing wrong with being married 10 times is paying for the first 9. If you eventually find happiness, you are the winner. You won't know till the end of the race, but you will be the winner. That 9. Yeah, I know. I made it a big number on purpose. You're only 27, brother. You got a lot of years in front of you. Okay. And I believe in you. You're doing everything right. You're looking for answers right now. But it's not an instant fix. This is a fix that you must build. You're going to get there. And remember, I didn't say I regretted the first 9. I said I regretted paying for the first 9. Okay. There's a difference there. I think you're going to get there. I believe in you. Now believe in yourself. Bet all your money on you. Okay? Be the driving force that makes you succeed. And you will succeed. Motivate yourself. And you will reap all the benefits. Losing the relationship shakes your confidence. So now you need to rebuild it. Take them one day at a time, brother. And having hope, keeping hope in your focus, within your sights, within your grasp, is the smartest thing you can do as a human being. Hopes and dreams. And remember, in your dreams, you can be Superman. In your dreams, you can be whatever you need to be to succeed. You have unlimited power in your dreams. I honestly believe that. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the middle of Asia, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. You're always going to be welcome. I appreciate all the viewers of the show. I appreciate the likes and subscribes. I appreciate everybody. My personal belief is if you put kindness out 24/7, if you're pushing goodness, kindness, unity with your fellow man, I honestly believe all that goodness comes back to you tenfold. The farmer can only harvest the crops that he plants. You plant the plant of kindness, and you can harvest kindness. These are my beliefs. I ended yesterday's show talking about I said a line, find someone to love. I dare you. It's the love and the joy in life that gives life the value. Not the heartache and the hardship. Okay. It's the positives. That's what we're all looking for, right? Put out positive energy and allow positive energy to come in. One of the things I learned to do years ago is I actually make a list. On one column, I put negative influences on my life. On the other column, I put positive influences on my life. And then I use that as a day planner. I consciously find more time for the positive side. And at the same time, I consciously find less time for the things on the negative side. Over time, that negative column disappears. It withers away to nothing when you don't invest your time into it. I believe all human beings have value. All life has value. So treat all human beings with respect. When you can treat all human beings with respect, including the ones that have hurt your feelings, then I think you have achieved the bliss that we all desire. Don't hate, tolerate. You cannot repair everyone else's life, but you can repair your own. Once you get yours repaired and you're standing on stable ground, you are going to become extremely attractive to others. Like a magnet, like moths to a flame, they're going to come at you and they're going to say, here's this guy. He's really together. He's got his shit. He knows what he's doing. I want to be building my future with him. That makes you the hero, not the zero. If you're feeling like the zero now, you need to heal. Heal yourself first, and then you can heal others. It's just like the mother and the child on the airplane. When the oxygen mask drops, don't put it on the baby first. Put it on yourself first. Then put it on the baby. Priorities matter. Take care of you. You have value. You need to heal. Once you've healed, now you can continue to grow. Now you can move forward. I want to thank Psych Study, the only one that jumped in the chat today, our hero. the guest star of the day. I appreciate you. I appreciate your participation in the show. Thank you for sharing with us. Sometimes it's hard. Not everyone is always able to share. The fact that you could today warms my heart. It means I'm on the right path. Something's going good. Okay? The only thing you can do wrong on this show is not have a good time. I'm here every day, brother. Have been for 5 months, and I'm going to be for years. When I decided to do this show, this format, in this way, I told myself I got to give it 3 years. 3 years to me was my personal commitment. And I made it willingly, okay? With all that said, I got to wind this down for today. I can't go over the 2-hour mark on the broadcast. It gets me less viewers if I go long. I don't know why, but for some reason it does. Yep, I did take Christmas and Thanksgiving off last year. I'll probably do the same. But yes, I am trying to be dependable. I am trying to be reliable. I am trying to be consistent. That is my goal. With all that being said, I'm telling you, I'm Ghost Mostly, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the show today. I'll be here tomorrow at 3 with a free show. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to chase you down and tackle your wallet. Okay. I do appreciate and I respect you. I'm Ghost Mostly. Thank you for your time and consideration. Like and subscribe if you can. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3. Find some joy in your life. You deserve it. Find someone to love. You deserve that too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Be happy. Bye.